Imagine you're scrolling Tinder late at night. You're bored. It's just another night alone, another hour wasted swiping through profiles that all look the same. Swipe, swipe, boring bio. Swipe again! And then there he is, Simon Leviev. Tall, sharp jawline, expensive watch, photos on yachts, helicopters, black tie galas, private jets, diamond cufflinks, champagne towers that look like something out of a billionaire's Instagram fantasy. His bio says he's the son of Lev Leviev, the king of diamonds, a real tycoon. Net worth in the billions. Photos of him shaking hands with politicians, sitting front row at Monaco's Grand Prix, flying between Geneva and London like it's an Uber ride. He matches with you instantly. The moment you swipe right, your phone pings. He likes you. You think, why would someone like him swipe on me? You're just another face in a sea of faces, but he calls you stunning. He says you're different, more interesting than any of the models he knows. He wants to fly you out tomorrow. Pack your bag. Let's go somewhere special. It sounds insane, but you check his Instagram, real photos. You Google his last name. The family is real. The company is real. Everything checks out on the surface. And just like that, you're on a private jet, drinking champagne 30,000 feet above your normal life, convinced you're about to step into a fairy tale. But what you don't see? You're already paying for that champagne. You just don't know it yet. This is Simon Leviev, the Tinder swindler. He didn't break into banks. He didn't hack your passwords. He didn't wear a mask or carry a gun. He didn't need to, because he had a better weapon, your trust. He stole millions of dollars with nothing but screenshots, sweet messages, and a smile that made you feel like you were the center of the universe. He made normal women believe they were living out a billionaire love story. Jets, hotels, gifts, secret bodyguards, danger, drama, all wrapped in the thrill of I'm special. And when the lights went off, the hotel door closed, and the money was gone, he moved on to the next one. And the craziest part? After stealing millions, he did 5 months in jail. 5 months for a scam that ruined lives and left people paying off debts that weren't theirs. He walked out richer than ever, smiling for the cameras, turning the con into his personal brand. Let's rewind. Before the jets and the designer suits, before the Netflix fame, Simon Leviev didn't even exist. He was born Shimon Hayut in a quiet suburb in Israel. His real father wasn't a diamond tycoon. He was a simple rabbi living on a normal street. Shimon grew up watching other people's lives and wanting more, not through hard work, but through shortcuts. He didn't want to wait to be rich. He wanted it all now. By the time he was 20, he was already forging checks, running fake business pitches, and tricking people into handing over cash they'd never see again. When the Israeli police closed in, he packed a bag, slipped on a fake passport, and disappeared into Europe before they could arrest him. But Shimon didn't hide. He upgraded. He didn't just want to scam small stores or local banks. He wanted to be a somebody. So he stole the Leviev name from a real billionaire family. He started telling people he was Lev Leviev's hidden son, a prince of diamonds, and nobody checked. Because in a world where Instagram flexes look like facts, all it took was a plain photo, a shiny watch, and the word heir in a bio. And Tinder? It was his hunting ground. Simon knew the new currency wasn't money. It was attention. Women swiped left on boring guys with gym selfies and weak pickup lines. But Simon's profile? It looked like stepping into a Bond movie. Private jets in the background. Helicopters parked on rooftops. Caviar on silver spoons. Real diamonds glittering on his cufflinks. If you matched, you weren't just going on a date. You were getting a front row seat to a billionaire's life. Once you matched, he didn't wait. The messages came fast. Sweet words, pet names, promises of luxury. He'd text you good morning, send you videos of his penthouse, selfies in the back of a Rolls Royce. He'd FaceTime you from hotel beds and call you baby before the first date. He'd pour honey in your ears until your normal life looked gray and small next to him. The first meet wasn't coffee at Starbucks. It was a seat on his jet. The first dinner wasn't Friday takeout. It was a Michelin star meal in Paris with his security team sitting at the next table. He made sure you felt protected, watched over, special. But here's the catch. Simon never paid for any of it with his own money. Every luxury photo was funded by someone else. Every glass of champagne poured for you was bought with the last girl's credit card. He called it the Ponzi date. Each woman's debt paid for the next woman's dream. It was a conveyor belt of heartbreak that never stopped moving. And nobody saw it coming because the mask looked so real. And when the time was right, he turned the fairy tale into a nightmare. One night your phone buzzes. Simon's panicking. He says he's in danger. His bodyguard Peter is bleeding. He sends you photos. Peter in an ambulance, bandaged head, blood all over a white towel. He tells you his enemies are tracking his accounts. They froze his credit cards. Baby, I need you. Your heartbeat spikes. You remember the dinners, the jets, the gifts. How could you say no? Of course you'd help. He promises he'll wire it back. He even sends you fake wire transfer receipts, screenshots that look real enough to trick any bank teller. First, it's $5,000, then 10, then 50. You max your cards. He says just a bit more. You open new lines of credit in your name. He promises we'll be together forever. You're my love, my everything. By the time you wake up and see the trap, it's too late. You're in 6 figures deep. The interest is piling up faster than you can breathe. Simon's calls get shorter. His sweet nicknames vanish. He says he's busy. Trust me, baby, we're almost through this. But you feel it in your gut. You're on your own. And Simon? He's boarding another jet with another woman, sending the same bloody photo, the same voice note. I need you, baby. You're my only one. Cecilia Fjellhoy never saw it coming. When Cecilia matched Simon, she thought she'd found her dream. Norway felt too small, but Simon's world was big enough for her dreams to fit inside. In weeks, she was flying first class, staying in suites, getting roses and diamond bracelets. Her friends back home were shocked, but they were happy for her. Simon told her he wanted to get married. He even showed her plans for their dream apartment. Then came the enemies, the fake threats, the blood, the messages that made her stomach drop at 3 a.m. Baby, I need you to wire me money now. I can't risk my cards. $20,000. Then $50,000. Then new loans. A secret loan she lied to her parents about because she didn't want them to worry. By the time Cecilia woke up, she owed $250,000 to banks that didn't care about love stories. And Simon? He vanished. New city, new woman, same script. But Cecilia wasn't done. She called the banks. She called the police. But they said it was a civil matter. She called journalists. And one finally listened. When her story hit the front page, Simon's house of cards fell apart. But only a little. Because by then, he'd already stolen millions from dozens of women. One sold her car to pay him. One woman lost her house. Some stayed silent for years out of shame. Simon kept flying city to city, changing SIM cards, switching passports, staying 3 steps ahead every time the law got close. Interpol finally caught him in Greece. Not for scamming women, but for using a fake passport to hop borders. Israel asked for him back on old fraud charges. The Tinder scam? Nothing stuck. He got 15 months, but only served 5 for good behavior. 5 months for stealing more than some bank robbers pull in a lifetime. And now he's free. Simon Leviev, real name Shimon Hayut, lives openly in Israel. He drives supercars, poses for Instagram, parties at clubs where people pay to take selfies with him. He even tried launching an NFT line with his face on it. Learn my secrets, he promised. The same secrets that ruined lives. He says he's a businessman now, a public figure. His exes are still paying off credit cards they maxed out for him. Some declared bankruptcy. Others are still getting threatening calls from collection agencies that don't believe I was scammed by Tinder is a real excuse. The wildest part? He's not special. Romance scams like this drain billions every year. They just don't all have private jets and diamond lies. There are thousands of Simons out there. Fake pilots, fake crypto kings, fake soldiers stuck overseas who just need an iTunes gift card to get home. People think they're too smart to fall for it, until they're not, because nobody wants to admit the truth. We all want to believe in something too good to be true. So what's the lesson? If someone says they're rich, check twice. If someone asks you for money, run. If someone says, just trust me, it's only for now, block, delete, move on. The next Simon is already online, swiping, texting, building a fake profile while you read this. And somewhere out there tonight, someone's phone will buzz. They'll feel special. They'll believe the photos. They'll book that flight. They'll fall in love with a lie. And the cycle will spin again. This is Midnight Watch. Subscribe if you want the truth about the world's biggest lies and the people who live rich off your trust. Next week, we're digging up another billion-dollar story that proves some scams never die. They just get smarter. See you soon.